the classic fairy tale that is too good to be told just once.
Say, don't we get a coach with this? Don't rush the magic.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down the top 10 Cinderella-themed TV episodes.
Cinderella!
For this list, we're taking a look at episodes of TV series that put their own unique spin on the famous happily ever after tale.
It's you.
Huh? It could be live action or animated, just as long as it captures the spirit of the original story in one quick go, meaning entire series based on the Cinderella story are ruled out.
I knew it. She hasn't even finished her chores.
Yes, I have, just now.
It better be sparkling clean like Mother ordered.
Number 10. Someday Your Prince Will Be in Effect. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
A date is defined as a female who arrives at the party by midnight tonight.
And let me clarify something for you, Carlton. She has to be a human being. I saw you looking in the pet store.
Starting off our list is one of the comedy highlights of the 90s. The Banks family is having a Halloween party, and Will and Carlton try to impress the same girl into being their date by fabricating stories about themselves while trying to embarrass the other. Sadly for Will, it's actually Carlton that ends up with the girl.
So, sore loser, is your date here yet?
However, Will does end up with a date, a nice waitress named Cindy, dressed as Cinderella.
I guess I'm just a sucker for a sad puppy.
With the song Someday My Prince Will Come adding to this fairy tale scene, the Fresh Prince and his Fresh Princess dance the night away until she has to go, leaving Will with a certain surprise.
I've been touched by magic.
Number 9. Scroogerello, DuckTales.
Cool your jets, Scroogerello. Nobody's going to believe a peasant in rags.
If you didn't grow up with this iconic Disney show, let us introduce you to Huey, Dewey, Louie, and their wealthy great-uncle Scrooge. The Ducks' take on this fairy tale starts with a sick Scrooge dozing off during a bedtime reading of Cinderella, continuing the story in a dream.
Cinderella! 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 Scroogerello! Scroogerello!
The story is flipped on his head as Scrooge, in the role of Scroogerello, has to stop his con artist stepfather and stepbrothers from stealing Princess Goldie's fortune.
A little bush animal barbecue ought to liven things up.
The romance of the classic tale is kept as the princess searches for the owner of a golden hat that was left behind, but a wealthy dose of humor is added as well.
My friends and I can't wait to move into the palace.
Though it was all a dream, it does give us hope in finding Mr. Right.
Will you marry me?
Of course I will.
Number 8. Happily Ever Aftermath, Grimm.
Looks like you're good to go.
Audiences love Grimm for giving dark and compelling twists to our childhood fables. This episode is no exception when homicide detectives Hank and Nick are called in to investigate the gruesome murder of a wealthy woman.
Broken glass here, too. Well, somebody broke everything.
Her ghastly death occurred just hours after she denied a loan to her struggling stepdaughter, Lucinda.
Really think I care about the money? I don't care about any of that. I really don't.
All signs point to Lucinda's godfather, who gave her everything. But it turns out that Lucinda isn't the beautiful princess we think she is. She's actually a jealous monster bat with a deadly scream.
Now you're gonna look just like your mother and sister. One big happy dead family.
This warped reimagining shows that even the wicked stepfamily can be victimized, and not every love story has a happily ever after.
I'm sorry. I did the best I could.
Number 7. Lindapendent Woman, Bob's Burgers.
Wow, it's like I'm backstage at a Broadway show about people who buy milk.
Love works in strange ways, especially for a cartoon as wickedly funny as Bob's Burgers. At the grocery store, Tina has a momentous encounter with a stock boy in the milk aisle.
Oh, that hand is so handsome.
What?
What?
Is someone back there?
She doesn't see his face, but she manages to snag the bandage from his finger. Determined to find a man of her dreams, Tina tries the bandage on other boys' fingers until she finds her dairy prince. This scenario is awkward and weird, but that's what makes it so enjoyable. Tina is a hopeless romantic still learning about how love really works.
It fits. Is it you? Did you come back?
I did. Every day this week.
For me or the milk?
For both.
If she can find her Cinderella in a milk aisle, then she is well on her way.
I'm stuck. I know you can't see the other half of me, but trust me, it's there.
Kiss, 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 kiss.
Wow.
I'm Josh.
Joshua.
Number 6. The Best Night Ever, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic.
Those horses were supposed to pull our carriage. How will we get to the gala?
At the start of this program's rise to fame, we were treated to one of its very first story arcs.
I asked for that ticket first. So, that doesn't mean you own it.
When Twilight Sparkle and her friends get invited to the Grand Galloping Gala at the Canterlot Castle, they head off for what they hope to be the best night ever.
You all look amazing.
Rarity's goal for the evening is to find her Prince Charming. Unfortunately, like the others, her plans turn south when her Prince Charming is anything but charming.
One's cloak should take care of the problem.
Oh, of course it will.
When chaos breaks out and the ponies start to leave, Rarity departs with one of the funniest Cinderella parodies.
Ooh, Rarity, your glass slipper! Now your prince is sure to find you. Let's go!
Though her fairy tale dream didn't come true, Rarity still gets a happy ending, finishing her night with her friends at a donut shop.
That sounds like the worst night ever.
It was!
Number 5. Grimm Job, Family Guy.
Yeah, there's a reason this story's not called Cinderella.
Actually, it is.
Ah, that does not bode well for us.
Family Guy has done some bizarre, hilarious tributes and parodies during its run.
Damn, I was 2 days from retirement.
Giving each one that special brand of humor that audiences love about Seth MacFarlane's world. This episode is no exception, as Peter reads Stewie a collection of bedtime stories, including
Cinderella by Nobody Remembers.
As Peter reads the book, we see the Quahog cast reenacting the famous folktale, with Lois as Cinderella, Meg and Stewie as the wicked stepsisters, and naturally, Peter as the prince.
See anything you like?
Oh, I'm so fancy and moist.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
While this version stays faithful to the original fable, the characters spice it up with their own humorous quirks and Peter's blunt but entertaining narration.
They got into a huge fight when his mom got sick, and now they don't even follow each other on Twitter. The end.
Number 4. Kimmy goes to a party. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
If I've learned anything from living in the city, it's this. Act like you belong and the world is your oyster.
Oh, gross. Can't the world be my noodles and butter?
When you've been locked in a bunker for 15 years, there's only one thing to do when you get out. Enjoy life to the fullest.
Thirsty, Howie?
That's what Kimmy plans to do when her boss invites her to a dinner party. She gets all dressed up and has the time of her life, pretending to fit in with the other partygoers, and even meeting a nice guy she can spend the night with.
I'm Logan, by the way.
As am I. Kimberly, charmed.
Unfortunately, her little ruse is found out, and she has to leave the party, in a rather sad twist of the losing the glass slipper moment. Her Cinderellaing may have been a bust, but there's always a brighter tomorrow for Netflix's favorite mole woman.
So can we just start again?
Yes.
Number 3. Finsterella, Rugrats.
Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Cinderella.
One of the deepest storylines of Rugrats was the fate of Chucky Finster's mother.
You guys go ahead. Mother's Day is for kids who got moms.
But after a trip to Paris, Chucky not only gets a new mom, but also a new little stepsister, Kimmy.
You know I love you too.
However, after he supposedly isn't invited to a party, and thanks to a little teasing from Angelica, Chucky starts to worry that his new family will make him a real-life Finsterella.
I'm sure glad I don't got to step into Bobby.
You do, Finster. And you got a stepsister, too. Just like Cinderella.
So much so that he even has a nightmare about it.
Is that room clean yet? You call that clean? Clean it up.
Fortunately, Kimmy is there to take him to the party that was in his backyard the whole time. This sweet reimagining reminds us that not all stepfamilies are as wicked as the stories say. Sometimes they are the happy ending.
I don't know if you can understand this, sweetheart, but I've adopted you.
And I've adopted you, Chucky.
Number 2. Lovey's Secret Admirer, Gilligan's Island.
Well, if you didn't write the note, and if the captain didn't write the note, it must be... Oh, no.
Mrs. Lovey Howell wakes up one morning to find a note from a secret admirer under her pillow, much to her excitement and Mr. Howell's annoyance.
Lovey, you have a secret admirer.
The professor builds a lie detector to use on every man on the island, but the glass slipper fits neither him nor the others.
Somebody must be in love with me.
Well, if none of us wrote those notes, it must mean that there is someone else on the island.
Turns out it was her own husband writing those letters. Awkward. Sad about her lack of a secret admirer, Mrs. Howell falls asleep and dreams that she is Cinderella.
Now then, Cinderella, I want you to mop this floor and I want you to make it spotless.
Yes, stepmother.
When she arrives at the ball, she shares a dance with her own Prince Charming, Mr. Howell. She may not have a secret admirer, but her Thurston is the only prince she'll ever need.
The clock strikes midnight. Bang! I must go.
You cannot go.
But I must.
I must kiss you before you leave.
All right, you can kiss me for 6 more bongs.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Wow! I feel pretty. Call me Cinder Heifer.
Then a dividing of the room, and there she is, in a dress sparkling with silver, like the stars.
Well, Prince Charles was pretty devastated when...
I'm the saddest prince there is, because I cannot find my true love. But hark! Upon what hopeful vision does my royal gaze fall?
How about a tomato? They make much better coaches.
Number 1. The Price of Gold. Once Upon a Time.
I don't want to ruin this young girl's life, but I just want my property returned.
As Emma Swan tries to restore the memories of fairy tale counterparts, we are treated to 2 sides of the same fable with some creative deviations. For example, it turns out Cinderella's happily ever after came from a Rumpelstiltskin deal instead of a fairy godmother.
What are you doing here?
I just wanted to make sure you were happy with your end of the bargain. You know, true love.
However, magic doesn't come without a price, and Rumpels is her firstborn baby.
Ooh, let's have a look.
Her Storybrooke counterpart Ashley isn't faring any better when Rumpel's Parallel tries to collect her baby as well.
What are you doing?
While Cinderella's endeavors end tragically, Ashley is the one with the happy ending thanks to Emma.
Thank you for getting me here. Mr. Gold was outside. I took care of it. She's yours.
Though their tales end differently, they both result in one of the best interpretations of the timeless fable, made possible only by one of the best modern fantasy dramas.
Something special is happening at the palace. Now they're for me. For our wedding.
Do you agree with our list? What series do you think had the best Cinderella-based episode?
Even better than I imagined.
For more dream-fulfilling top 10s posted every day, be sure to subscribe to MsMojo.
Cinderella, it's almost midnight.